bitter political feud is back in the spotlight after a stunning election result reshaped South Carolina politics. Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace suffered a major setback after failing to advance in the GOP governor's race. The defeat marked a dramatic turn for a politician once considered among the strongest contenders in the contest. Soon after the results emerged, Mace announced she would leave Congress at the end of her current term. She said the decision fulfilled a promise she made when first running for federal office several years ago. Mace described her time in Congress as an honor and thanked supporters for backing her political journey. But the announcement quickly sparked reactions from critics and political rivals across social media platforms. Among them was Minnesota Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar, who took aim at Mace in a viral post. Omar mocked the Republican lawmaker and referenced previous exchanges between the two members of Congress. Mace responded swiftly, reigniting a war of words that has repeatedly generated headlines in recent years. Earlier, Nancy Mace proposed a constitutional amendment to bar naturalized U.S. citizens from serving in Congress, federal courts, or Senate-confirmed roles. While making the case for the proposal, she cited Democratic lawmakers Ilhan Omar, Sri Thanadar, and Pramila Jayapal, all of whom were born outside the United States.
So raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this Minnesota individual.
Ma'am, this grandstanding nonsense
This is not grandstanding.
exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your refusal
Thanks for demonstrating my opening
Mr.
statement.
Chairman,
Reclaiming
order,
my
decorum.
time.
She's off the
Reclaiming
rails.
my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are
Enough
totally
with your
off the
tropes.
rails.
Nancy,
Order.
enough
Off the
with your
rails.
tropes. Give me
Order.
my time back.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
If Republicans were
come here to be
serious about
accused
reclaiming
somebody who
my
was supposed to serve me. You
restore
press
the
your time.
reclaiming
My
time.
constituents. You have no time left.
You
You're
don't get to
overtime.
accuse me of things that you
You're
do.
overtime.
You're out of
Order.
time.
Reclaiming my
You're out of
time.
time.
There's no
You're
time
out of
left.
time. We're done here.
don't
We're
have
done.
time.
Touch in out of time.
At least 10
Mr. Chair, she's out of time.
Time's
Restore
expired.
Out of order and out of time.
Ms. Presley, you've
You all
already
are very
secured your
unserious.
MSNBC spot tonight.
I'm not
Now, your time's
I'm
required.
looking for
Chair
accountability,
recognizes Ms.
and you
Mace
want to
from
We're
run
gonna be
from
so
the
South
good on
Carolina.
MSNBC.
Chair
of your
recognizes
king
Ms. Mace.
and this administration.
Thank you, Mr.
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes Ms.
And
Mace.
Mr. Chairman, I agree.
You
She's
don't
going to be
care
a great
about
host on
hungry children. You wanna be
MSNBC.
cutting
This is
back.
my
I
time.
wouldn't want to jump
I
in front of
reclaim
Ms.
my
Mace
time.
if I were you, Ms.
I
Presley.
reclaim my time. This is my time.
I wouldn't want to interrupt Ms. Mace. It's her time. Chair recognizes Ms. Oh.
Mr. Chair,
You're out of order.
she did not get all of her time.
Mr. Chairman,
She wants to
still out of
insult us for
order.
10 more seconds.
What do
Your
we have
time
to
has
do to
expired.
get this
Chair-
woman in order?
Her time has expired. Chair recognizes
You're
Ms.
going to
Mace.
be great on TV. You're really good. No, baby, you're not. No, baby, you're not. You are not in order. You're out of order. Goodbye. You're done.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, is my
Chair
5
recognizes
minutes.
Ms. Mace, and
Are we
we're-
good here? Mr.
got it.
Chairman, thank you. As I listen to the witnesses answer questions today, I'm struck by the truly breathtaking amount of fraud, the scope and scale perpetrated against the American people by Somalians in Minnesota, screeching Democrats, like you just heard, at our witnesses. Democrats on this committee don't want to talk about Minnesota fraud because Minnesota fraud is Democrat fraud. You're going to make a great host on MSNBC. You're going to be great. And this is a cover-up. I mean, the very definition of cover-up. And so while we're still trying to understand the scale of the fraud, it appears that the amount of fraud we are talking about could exceed the size of GDP in Somalia. The size of its economy is what we're talking about. So let that sink in, the amount of fraud we're talking about. My first question is this, Mr. Balyu, this afternoon. Should Somalians in Minnesota be required to speak English, their citizens? Yes or no? Should they be required to speak English if they're American citizens?
I think that question's really inappropriate.
Should they? It's not inappropriate. This is the United States of America. Do you speak English? Should Americans speak English? Citizens speak English? Yes or no?
Point of inquiry: is English the official language of the United States? It's a question.
Mr. Chairman, I'm being interrupted
That's
again
not
by
a valid
another.
parliamentary inquiry.
I would like to
Is
reclaim
that
my
a
time,
citizenship
Mr. Chairman.
requirement?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to reclaim my time.
she's
that
asking
seems
the
to be
witness.
a popular
She's
theme
asking
today.
That's not a valid inquiry.
It's a
Stop
point of
the
inquiry.
clock.
Women
That's
have
not
a right to
valid
speak in
inquiry.
this committee. Conservative
She's
women have the right to
asking-
speak
she's
here
asking
and
the
not be
witness under
interrupted
Day
by
late,
my
not
male
short.
colleagues.
Presley's already got
Mr.
that
Chairman,
answering the
MSNBC
witness.
slot.
I would
Chair
like to
recognizes
reclaim
Ms.
my
Mace.
time. I lost like 10 seconds there.
Okay, we'll give you 10 seconds.
Okay, my next question is, should Somalians who committed fraud be denaturalized and deported, Mr. Bayou?
Again,
Yes
I'm not
or
sure
no?
that's an appropriate question because the majority of Somali
So if you
Minnesotans
commit
are
fraud in
citizens.
this country and you are here from Somalia, you don't believe they should be denaturalized and deported. How
Again,
much
most-
fraud would it take for you to want to denaturalize and deport someone who committed fraud in this country? How much?
Again,
A billion?
Mace,
9 billion? 19 billion? What would it take for you?
most Somali Minnesotans are citizens.
Right. And the ones that committed fraud, the question was, if you understand English, should be those who committed fraud, should they be denaturalized and deported? The Somalians who are here, the ones that can't speak English.
Yeah, so under U.S. law.
Okay,
the
my next
basis-
question for
Excuse me,
you
Can I please finish the
is,
question?
no, you can't because you're not answering the question. My next question is, this is yes or no. If you marry your brother and you commit immigration fraud, should you be denaturalized and deported? If you
Again,
commit
that-
immigration fraud, yes or no?
Again, that question seems really inappropriate. And if I can get
Well, you
back to your
can't answer my question, so that's probably more inappropriate. Can you name one significant contribution to Minnesota from a Somali immigrant who can't speak English?
Absolutely, yes. But again, this is.
You didn't name one. All right, so my next questions are going to be for the Honorable Ms. Robbins. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. I heard some discussion earlier about Al-Shabaab. And the discovery that you believe some of this money that was defrauded the U.S. government went to Al-Shabaab. Is that correct? Did I hear that right?
Yes, it's been proven.
How much money are we talking about?
You know, we don't have an amount. So there's been specific cases where it's been charged where we have an amount, but then of the millions that go to Somali over the years in remittances, a portion of that we understand is taken as sort of a tax or corruption by Al-Shabaab when it enters the country.
Can
But
you explain to us who Al-Shabaab is?
it's a terrorist organization in Somalia.
And they're affiliated with Al-Qaeda, is that right?
My understanding is they are.
I am on the DNI website where it tells me that since 2014, Al-Shabaab has killed more U.S. citizens than any other Al-Qaeda affiliate. And as of 2025, Al-Shabaab, this group is Al-Qaeda's wealthiest component. Can you believe that?
Yes.
And that American tax dollars through Minnesota, through Governor Tim Walz, who shamefully had to resign from his reelection the other day. Thank you to the young YouTuber Nick Shirley. This is the kind of thing that was happening in Minnesota. So I praise the Republicans who are here today from the Minnesota State Legislature exposing this fraud. And then, Ms. Robbins, when do you think Tim Walz became aware of the fraud?
Whether you agree with Nancy Mace or not, one thing is clear from this hearing. She came prepared to ask direct questions about allegations of fraud involving taxpayer money. While Democrats repeatedly challenged her approach, Mace argued that the real issue wasn't her tone. It was whether billions of dollars meant to help Americans had been stolen and whether everyone involved would be held accountable. Throughout the hearing, Ilhan Omar and other Democrats pushed back, criticizing Mace's questions instead of engaging with many of the specific concerns she raised. Mace maintained that Americans deserve clear answers when public funds are allegedly abused and when investigators testify that some fraud proceeds may have reached the terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Those are serious allegations that deserve careful investigation and evidence-based scrutiny. Supporters of Mace say she refused to back down despite constant interruptions and kept the focus on government accountability, transparency, and protecting taxpayer dollars. Critics disagree with her methods, but the hearing showed just how divided Congress remains over immigration, fraud enforcement, and oversight. What do you think? Did Nancy Mace ask the tough questions that needed to be asked, or did Democrats make a stronger case during the hearing? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe to America Brief, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest moments from Congress and American politics.